Welcome to Geek Out Virtual Con, the replay of our special 2-day live streaming event, April 11th through 12th, 2020. You're listening to the launch of Day 2, followed by a special episode of The Legend of the Traveling Tardis, a Doctor Who radio show, hosted by Christian Basel.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Day 2 of Geek Out Virtual Con, and happy Easter. It was kind of funny when we first scheduled this. Neither one, Meredith nor I, realized it was Easter weekend. We just picked a weekend in April because we thought saw everything was getting canceled. And it wasn't until several weeks in that one of our guests was like, "You realize that's Easter weekend, right?" And we were like, "Oh, no." But we kind of figured that everybody would still be on lockdown, and so it worked out that we had picked this weekend because it gives everybody something to do for Easter. Hopefully you're able to get outside and do something with the kids. If you still got young ones, you can do an egg hunt. But there's many of us aren't able to go to church today like we normally would, and this was always a big holiday for my family where we would get together with my dad and all the brothers and everything. But the circumstances have made it to where we can't do that, and so you get to join us for Easter, and we definitely appreciate it. We've got another day full of special guests. We got Leonardo, or I see it now. I just messed it up. I was going to call it Leo.
Leonardo. We have Leo here as our guest, right. But later on we have Leonardo Corbucci of Cyborg's Universe.
Yep, and that's Amazon.
I have the rundown here real quick. I mean, we're going to be having one of the devs from Q, Cards, the Universe, and Everything. And, we're going to be promoting them because it's an awesome app. And then Rob Anderson, the indie advocate and the indie devil, whatever. He changed his title, damn it. So I don't really, I just call him the indie advocate. He's actually going to be hosting a panel for convention prep, like what it I'm not going to speak for him, but as far as getting your table all set and all that good stuff and presentation and greeting people and things, we've got the Independent Creators Connection with Terrence Baker and a few of his crew that are participating in that. They have a website, they have a magazine. It's a nationally distributed magazine, which is really cool. A lot of creative people. Sidewalk Furniture. This is going to be new. Now, I don't think they're going to be playing for us, right, Matt? No, but they are a punk band, and they're going to be coming on and telling us a little bit about them. So that's going to be cool. We have Kevin Guillot of NSC Live TV, CyberCon, and Paper Heroes. And then we've got podcasters. We've got an artist alley. And then we're going to be ending with cosplayers. And we'll probably do after hours again because we're that stupid. Matt, how stupid are we?
Well, we ended up going like an hour and a half over schedule last night. But then, of course, Meredith and I had to have a little powwow afterwards to discuss the day. And we met for drinks, basically, and we sat and talked, and then before we knew it, it was 1:30 East Coast time.
Yeah.
And so, neither one of us are in tip-top shape this morning. We didn't get a full night.
I'm a hurting puppy. I'll admit it.
So that 6-foot social distancing just doesn't exempt when you've got alcoholic beverages running through your veins.
Well, see how that works. If he's in Florida, I'm in Texas. The social distancing can't get much further than that.
Yeah, that's not the issue. It was maybe about 3 whiskeys and very little sleep that day.
Right.
One tequila, 2 tequila floor.
we're both whiskey, we're both
Make it a
whiskey
three.
drinkers, and we kind of just kept drinking and kept talking and drinking last night.
We kept on talking. It was just like, and then one of us would say, "Hey, we should really get going because we're gonna have a long day tomorrow." And it's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, wasn't there blah 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 blah?" And it was like, "Oh my god!" I'm looking at the clock, going, "Oh crap." It's going to be one of these mornings where I just said, you know what, I am going to wash before I get on here and just kind of get rid of the whiskey funk from last night. And
like we could smell it all the way from our houses.
I know, right? Thank God there isn't smell-o-vision.
We wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Thank goodness there's no smell-o-vision. But I'm staring at my bagel like really sad because I won't eat in front of you guys, because it's just ugly. I eat ugly. I cry ugly. I eat ugly. It's just
breakfast burrito right here.
See, I won't do that. I do that for family only because I'm like I'm a beast when I eat. It's like I look at it and I'm sad, and the next thing it's gone, and I'm like, did I eat that?
Yeah.
Like, where'd it go?
And the one thing that I have learned from Meredith really recently is that you do not take the last bite of food off of her plate.
That's right.
Why would you do that?
I'm like,
why would you do that?
I don't know if it's a family trait.
That's
but,
like bungee cording off a bridge without the bungee cord.
Right. I mean, for me, I kind of eat. I eat around my food until it gets to the last perfect bite, and and then I can enjoy it. But I usually, because I'm always doing something, I'm multitasking and things, I don't always get to it, right? So the one time my husband and I, when we were dating, I had that one little morsel on my plate, and I was running around chasing the kids and stuff like that, and he cleaned the plate. He cleaned, the table, like because we were at my parents' house and stuff like that, and he was trying to be good. And I went, "Where's my last perfect bite?" I mean, I just went Hulk.
Did you ever
never did that again?
Did you ever go through the McDonald's drive-through, get your meal, and then by the time you went around the building, the meal's gone, and just like, what just happened there?
I've actually eaten the paper.
I had 5 breakfast burritos when I got to the drive-thru, and then when I got around the building, they magically all disappeared. Oh, I had hash browns too. Oh, there's one left right there next to the mac.
Yeah, I know. And you're digging around in the bag for that crumb.
Exactly.
Well,
yes, keep the bag. It's recyclable.
Hey, Meredith, why don't let's start the day off right. We've got a lot of swag to give away. Why don't we pick something and just start with giving something away? We've got some people already tuned in.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? We're because this is the first time, and yesterday we had a lot of missed opportunities, but honestly, we're learning from this. And I think the next time we're either going to have a dedicated person in the background, kind of just doing the prizes and stuff and prompting them, because I'm thinking that we're going to do this when we have the time, but we want to engage with the audience and stuff like that. And what we're going to do, because it's on replay on Facebook and YouTube, we're on 5 different channels right now. I'm actually going to go through those for anyone that I missed. And if we haven't given them away live, we're going to go back because we don't want any prizes left over. We're giving all the door prizes away. So what I'm also going to do is go in and find those people who are engaging. We're going to throw them in the randomizer, and we're going to pick them as well.
Very cool.
So that's the plan. That's the plan. You know why? Easy peasy, and because I'm kind of drunk and wheezy. Alrighty.
Hungover.
If you don't want me to shout, I'm going to give a shout out for everybody who is in this morning. First of all, my teammates Jessica and Melanie, who are going to be premiering at 10:30 Eastern Standard. But we have a I hope I pronounced this right. Maxime. He pronounced it's a Belgian guy, and he calls it, Maxime. Okay, thank you.
Could be.
Well, one of us is right. Maybe the M's are silent. I have no idea. We're trying not to butcher your name. We're not French. I'm sorry, Maxime. but French guy in Belgium, as he calls himself, JR, who is the fourth Doctor extraordinaire. I consider him our premier traveling TARDIS fourth Doctor. He's just spot on attitude. Everything is the sweetest guy out there. Stephen Orth is joining us, and I want to wish everybody who's celebrating Happy Easter. For those who are friends who celebrate, Happy Easter there.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm. Was there anything else? You know what? I wanted to check something here because I think yesterday was someone's birthday. And I'm double checking here.
Well, I'm sure there was a lot of birthdays.
I'm sure there was a lot of birthdays. I want to say that it might have been Jonathan Hedrick's birthday. And I wanted to give him a shout out because we've got two copies of Freak Show Princess that are signed by him. And, maybe later when I'm a little bit more awake, we're going to sing happy birthday. All right. You
got a mouse in your pocket because it ain't no we here. You hear this accent?
Happy birthday to you.
Uh-oh. When she gets to the Mr. President part. We're all doomed.
That we're saving that for later. I don't have a blonde wig. I have a pink one. I was thinking about putting it on, and I was just like, maybe that's going a little too far. I don't know. Jonathan, if you're listening, I will do happy birthday for you.
Wait a minute, Maxime, or I got it right. Maxime says I got it right. Maxime. It is Maxime.
Well, he said you were more right, so we still didn't get it right, but you were more right.
I don't speak French here, so that was off the cuff there. So.
So let's see. It is 10:12. We're just doing coffee. We're waking up. We are, kind of stretching our wings and getting, comfortable in our seats again. We kind of did the rundown of the guests that we're doing. And Matt, you said we wanted to do a prize. We wanted to do a door prize, like right out of the box.
Already?
Yep.
Well, why not?
It's usually why we want to keep people on.
We've got lots.
We just say we'll have prizes at the end of the show, so we can stay on later.
And we are going to go back, and scoop up the people and throw them back in the randomizer, and we're going to do random drawings that way too. That's not going to be live. That's going to be afterwards, but I will probably do screenshots so that you guys know I'm on the up and up and not just picking my favorites. Okay.
And we mentioned earlier that Sidewalk Furniture is going to be here. So let's do this. If you're a fan of punk rock music or just of music in general, comment on one of our platforms there, one of our channels, and we'll say the first 3 people that comment can have a download code for Sidewalk Furniture's new CD that drops this Wednesday.
Oh, they're a band. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, right?
Clueless.
I thought there was some company in Texas. I was just like, hey, if you want a great chair, you need some living room pizzas, and you will still want to practice that social distancing, we got 40% off for you. We got a sidewalk sale because we don't want you coming into the store.
And what's cool is the reason one reason that we're having this group on is that they're a punk rock band, but they have songs that deal with Stranger Things, Star Wars. So there were several other. They're in the geek realm, and so were you ever able to download any of their stuff, Meredith?
I haven't. No, I have just literally been doing like all the background stuff to get us organized. So we have as pretty a production as possible.
Well, and it's been beautiful, darling, beautiful. But
beautiful. Fabulous. That's fabulous, darling.
I will see if I can jump over there, but before they get here, I'll see if I can't download something, get something ready. I don't know if I'd be able to stream it in here though. But anyway, maybe they can. It's their music. Maybe they got a way that they can play it for us, play some. But I haven't seen.
If I had something that had decent speakers, I would probably play it, just in the background using my mic and all that stuff. But I'm not that coordinated right now.
Now?
Silence. That's not allowed.
I want to see 5 shots of coordination right there in the morning.
Is that a new drink?
Yes.
Look,
Hair of the dog.
no. You know what the cure for a hangover
For those who don't know
is?
what hair of the dog is, come on.
There is a cure.
Yeah, I might need one.
No, the cure for
Little whiskey, coffee.
the cure for a hangover is to stay drunk.
Hey, I think I used up my whiskey. I need to get some more.
It's Sunday.
Or I would have made myself an Irish coffee this morning. I don't know, Christian, if you guys are ready to maybe pop on here early, and get an extra 15 minutes, with your shows, because we love your shows. And that's, we've got that coming up next is Legend of the Traveling Tardis, a Doctor Who radio show. Could you make the title a little longer next time?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
it's actually the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, a Doctor Who radio show. I mean, if you want the whole thing, that's so I can explain.
You are welcome.
People. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you are welcome to bring your crew on here, and like I said, I'm staring at my bagel like a really sad puppy right now, and I want to eat it. So I'm going to pop off. You guys can pop in and do your thing.
Yeah, pop me off.
That pop you off?
Yes.
All right, Jessica, if you can hear me, go ahead and turn on your video. There you go, Jess. Thank you. All right, let's grab them in here. Hang on one second.
We'll be back right after this break. Cards, the Universe, and Everything is a trading card collecting battle card game that has a little something from everything. From the Old West to outer space and everything in between, Cards, the Universe, and Everything is great for gamers and collectors of all ages. Download it from your app store, and as you collect hundreds of available cards, there are more weekly, so you can craft up to 10 decks and battle against your friends and other players from around the world. And if you're an educator, check out cardstheuniverseandeverything.com for a special offer for you and your students.
All right, yeah, put your pants on.
Kick me.
I ain't kicking you out there.
Technology.
There's the lovely girls. There's the girls.
I'll kick you out. Yeah, there.
Do I have to wear pants?
Pants better be optional right now.
I did it.
I know. You can't see anything below the waist.
See?
So
I did it.
Me coordinated too, so we went with the blue.
Just nobody, play the national anthem or anything, and y'all be okay.
I got the rooster outside doing that from all the way from Bithlow, so they're going to be doing that there.
Hey, he's not going to kick me. Christian, you're too nice. Go on, do it. Do it. I dare you. I double dog dare you.
No, I'll just mute you.
Lord. He has the power.
Yeah, don't give him.
You can be seen and not heard. Oh my goodness! How can I do that? How can I do that? Oh, I can't push the microphone button again. Something jammed in there.
Now, Pat,
I didn't do it.
Pat wants to know how you did that, though.
I am a god. Now I got to tell Melanie, because she's been razzing on me since we're a little early. Did you notice some things in my background and what's going on in my foreground?
Oh no, I saw the fact that you were in light, that you're not sitting in some cave in the middle of nowhere. So you invested in a lamp, I see.
You could call it that, yeah.
If anyone's seen our...
Hey there, what is that?
Yay! It's Jody pitching our show.
Jody,
no, I've been razzing Christian for the past 3 episodes at least, that it's like he got a brand new camera, which absolutely is amazing, but it doesn't have the features of it to read the light in the dark so well. So it looks like he's literally sitting in a cave.
Yeah,
I'm like, well, you put a light on, and he puts a flashlight on, or his phone, or something. I'm like, what are you doing?
Here in Muppet Studios, in this high-tech facility we have here. But did you notice what's behind me?
I did notice that.
Yeah.
It looks very familiar. It's the backdrop that you use for our booths.
Yeah, it's a shower curtain, but we don't want anybody to know that because I don't want them to think I'm cheap. So anyway, I don't want to
said loudly directly.
That's right. I want to give some shout outs to people who've been on the chat, who've been waiting patiently. Nicole, Jane, Grimshaw. She says, hi, everybody. You got a special treat, guys. Ladies are coming on in. Maxime says, hi, Jessica and Melanie. And
Hi,
guess
Maxine.
who? Speaking of premiere, there's JR right there. Good morning, Melanie and Jessica. Happy Easter to all. So everybody who is again celebrate this holiday season, yes, please, happy Easter. Even if you're doing it in the confines of your home, stay safe. Whatever there. And oh wow, look at this. We got a friend from Thailand.
Oh wow.
Very cool.
That's so cool.
Please put the phonetic punctuation or whatever you call it. Yeah, because I will not be able. I can't.
I see.
But I want.
Fitejak, maybe. Maybe. I'd say Fitejak.
Fitejak.
Maybe I could not. I'm not sure. So I'm.
Great. You just called him an umbrella in Thailand. Very much. Thank you there.
Trying to go phonetic.
But everybody, good morning. Yeah, and for those of you who are probably not familiar with the Legend of the Traveling Tardis, let me introduce myself. My name is Christian Basel. If you want, please venture over when you get a chance. You're probably also listening to us on the Facebook page at the Legend Traveling TARDIS, the Doctor Who radio show. Oh, yeah. I want my son back.
No, he went to the UK with me.
I will explain this. Did he?
I sent you a whole Google Doc link
I know,
on my drive.
I know.
Every photo I took of him in London, and then at a donkey sanctuary in Sydney on the Devon coast. So he's well traveled.
So you've been showing ass to my TARDIS. Yes. Is that what it is? Yes. Lots and lots of ass. Hundreds of ass to my TARDIS. Amazing. There.
Yes.
Anyway, we do a weekly radio show, and guess what, ladies? As we were speaking this morning, 2 more guests have been added to our agenda, our time frame. We are going to be getting 2 more guests. We just did yesterday. I had to actually duck out. We did Andrew Cartmel, who was script editor for series season 26, which was the final series, and a couple seasons beforehand. And he had to talk. And because I don't know if you noticed that, but the Cartmel master plan gets a lot of mention with the Timeless Child. He's got an opinion about that. But you've got to listen to our show to get that information there. So that'll be coming out shortly. We already did Ross Mullen, which just dropped yesterday. Many Monsters. I think that's the title of it. Sorry, I just dropped it yesterday.
He was silent. He was in the silence. He was first. He talked about how the first thing he did was a panto with him being an ice warrior. He's done a lot of Doctor Who monsters, but if you're a Game of Thrones fan, he's done a couple White Walkers, but he was actually the first White Walker you ever see in Game of Thrones that looked right at Sam and then made that on the horse with the spear and screamed. That was him.
Yeah. All righty. Well, let me introduce my co-host, my wonderful co-host. First of all, that shirt, Jessica, is outdated because it's no longer boyfriend anymore.
I know, it's my husband.
Congratulations, Jessica. Jessica, when did you get married again? When was last year, right?
November, yeah.
November of last year. Yeah, but you had it out.
I've got my cosplay husbands as well, so and they're all doctors, so it's it should say my husbands are Time Lords.
Oh, it's true.
So
Jessica and I came out. Well, I think it was Florida SuperCon.
Yes.
It was the coolest idea. First of all, if Melanie, show them the Traveling TARDIS one more time if you can. That is how everything started 7 years ago with that little metal box right there, and it's become the legend of all the conventions now. And I don't want to give it too much ego because it'll probably get bigger on the inside, but now pretty much an international sensation. We're getting people from Thailand, we're getting people from France, and people are just loading up. We have a new audience coming from Singapore and Poland.
So awesome. There's your scale.
Our fans, all right?
Isn't that the way? Isn't that when cats say they rub it against their face and says it's mine, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, don't make me drive to Tampa and get it back. Yeah, I'll get it from that cat.
Is that cat from New Earth?
Yes, she's going for her nursing degree now.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Jessica. You and tell us a little bit about the wedding.
Oh, it was a nerd.
Yeah, I saw the pictures.
So we actually had a full-size TARDIS at the wedding. It was one of our good friends who's a 13th Doctor cosplayer, so I had another Doctor at the wedding. It's fine. But it was her TARDIS. Her and her father built it, but it's full size. And me and my Amy Pond cosplay friend, we drove like a Ram, Rav, Dodge, whatever, huge, massive truck with a TARDIS in the back from Florida to Tennessee. We're both tiny girls. And to see us getting out of that massive truck with a huge TARDIS in the back was just the funniest photo on the planet. But no, it was super nerdy. We had things from like Guardians of the Galaxy, and the bridesmaids' dresses were TARDIS blue, which I didn't plan on because they were ordered online. Because I was like, I'm not having my bridesmaids pay tons of money for a freaking dress they're gonna wear once. It matched the bloody TARDIS that I had at the wedding, like exactly. Couldn't have planned it better. I was like, this was meant to be in time and space.
It's nice.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was great. It was good fun nerd fest.
We'll be back right after this quick message.
NSCLiveTV.com is the premier site for comic book sellers to expand their viewership and have their live, reply, or bin auctions showcased while helping viewers find good quality comic book auctions or pop culture content with the ease of simply flipping a channel. They feature artists, writers, news, interviews, reviews, podcasts, cosplayers, and more. Tune in today with NSC and you can enjoy the ease of viewing content without having to search through endless pages. Tune in today. That's NSCLiveTV.com.
But yeah, no, it was great. It was good fun nerd fest.
Now, what is that? Is that Leanne's TARDIS?
Yes. Yeah, that's Leanne's TARDIS.
I might get into that story. There's a big story behind that TARDIS. A big story. Yeah, it was a point of controversy, if you remember, a while back.
Oh, it made the news.
It made the news.
Right. It's that TARDIS. I think your listeners.
It is that.
Yeah. But we'll get into that.
I had a contraband at my wedding.
Yes. So now you can put that in your resume.
Yeah. I mean, what other River Song wedding could you be at without contraband? Like
exactly. Now I'm just going to interject, and then I'll bring Melanie in there because when Jessica means husbands of River Song, Jessica and I came up with this idea, and I think I came up with the idea, and you're just like, you know what, let's do this kind of deal. Okay. where we had all these different doctors. We literally had like doctors meeting up over at SuperCon, and they were doing it, and I said, you know what, I got to do this. The Wedding of River Song. We're going to have every single doctor from each of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we had almost all of them except for maybe the first 3.
Yeah.
Proposed to Jessica at the same time, lined up around her. They were all pointing their sonics at her, and it was the wedding proposal of River Song. So
it was beautiful.
That's out there. Yeah, it was beautiful.
I made a lot of new friends.
Probably not for the right reasons, but anyway, there
were no other rivers. I mean, so I got them all. It's fine.
Now Melanie's got a cat problem. Speaking of cat problems, Melanie, this is my director of the show. She is wonderful. I mean, literally, if I did the show by myself, it would be the insanity. So Melanie keeps me sane.
It would go 2.5 hours long. It would ramble. It would not. It's usually me with 11 billion notes and sticky notes saying how much time you have, whether we can go to commercial after the news. Seriously. And then my favorite one, having to tell them commercial after the answer. Or just commercial.
Literally, if you watch the YouTube channel, she actually does these little papers, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, and then at some point she'll write down "shut up" and go to commercial break. That's how we roll out there. Oi, commercial, exactly there. Melanie, tell our friends out there who may not be familiar with you or the show what you do, because you are an artiste. If anybody bothered looking behind you,
yeah,
look at that.
Well, pan up. So yes, I am a portrait artist. Oh, let's see, 13's right behind me. Now you can't see me though. There she is. So I'm very much in the con circuit. You'll see me in Artist Alley a lot. I paint. I drink tea. It's kind of my thing. And I talk about Doctor Who and all that fun. But yeah, so my big thing is in Artist Alley, you'll see me doing mostly painting. I used to be into more of the cosplay scene, and then I just stopped. The sewing kind of started ramping down, and the painting started ramping up. And so if I could find that balance again, I'll be a happy little clam. But yeah, that's it. I paint and I do a podcast.
There you go. And this all the Legend of the Traveling Tardis started 7 years ago with Melanie's TARDIS, my TARDIS, her cat, her cat, which is
she'll scream.
And it started off as a hobby where I just took a TARDIS, took it, and the quote unquote was to take it places that the TARDIS hadn't been, or the Doctor hadn't been to. And it used to be 7 years ago when I used to go to the conventions, I would be asking people, hey, can you take a picture of my TARDIS? I run the site. Everybody thought it was a cool idea and had to beg. Now, today, when I go to conventions, I don't even get a hi. It's Christian, where's your TARDIS? I want a picture with it right now. And it's just like, that's how it's become popular, at least in the South.
I took it to a convention, to Pensacon, without you, and people were like, is that the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS? And I was like, whoa, you know about this? Like, I'm not even Christian. Like, you know about? They were like, no, that's the TARDIS. And I was like, yes.
I put it in frame.
Photo.
It's just really funny just to watch. I've had people take it and they've had the same reaction you got. They will take it to another convention out of state and they'll go, wait a minute, is that what I think that is? And they're like, yes. I'm like, yes, I want my photo with it. And just like, oh, this has become more than just a hobby. And now today, yes, we're up to our 70th episode. And we've been around since the day that Jodie Whittaker premiered. We actually premiered our episode before Jodie stepped into the TARDIS. So we became, and that was a review show. Not a review show. I'm sorry. It was a prediction show. What we thought what was going to be there. Hi.
Hello.
Leo, stop showing off. Who is she? Turn on your microphone, man. Or I'll turn it on.
Leah. This is my niece,
Hi.
Aaliyah.
Hi.
Wave hi.
Hi.
It's okay. I would be embarrassed to be on Leo's lap too if I was there as well. So it's okay.
All right.
Happy Easter.
Yeah.
Okay, that was it. That 15 seconds of fame went up to 13 and a half seconds, and that was over with there. Well, ladies, what we would like to do is, since actually our scheduled time has just started, we're going to open the floor to everybody in the chat room who want to ask us questions about Doctor Who, want to ask us questions about the show, want to ask questions about us. I see Nicole is in there, Maxime's in there, JR is in there. So please, if you want to ask us a question, now's your chance. You're going to get an answer live from all of us. Did you gentlemen, Matthew, Leo, did you have any questions for us while we get that start off the radio show program?
Well, we heard from you yesterday, Christian, on who your favorite Doctor was.
Yes.
Jessica, who's your favorite Doctor?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
On the spot with you.
It's a loaded question.
So she's River Song, so pick one.
That's a very loaded question. So used to back in the day, I was just like, no, I love them all. They're all different, and they're, the nice, PR answer. So I have my favorite classic Doctor and my favorite New Who Doctor as well. New Who, it's 11, which is why it's a loaded question, because my now actual husband cosplays the 10th Doctor. So, and I have a very good friend who does the 11th Doctor. So there's always that little competition there, but it's fine. But then my favorite classic Doctor is actually the 6th Doctor. He is one of my absolute favorites because he has that mix of whimsical with the darkness, which I absolutely just adore. And I think that's also kind of mirrored in 11. So I have a type.
So, I don't think Christian has seen this yet, but since you brought him up, I have to show this.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is an
gorgeous.
autographed picture we are giving away to some lucky winner today. And
Oh, really? Okay.
yeah, we purchased this from Kevin over at nsclivetv.com. And it will be given away at some point today. And Meredith said that I was going to make you cry with it, but since he's not your favorite doctor, Christian, I guess we're going to make Jessica cry with it.
Third favorite doctor
is a wonderful. I met Colin when I went to Pensacon, actually, and bless, I had this shirt on. And there was a lovely little flirting thing. And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I just flirted with someone like twice, 3 times my age, but it's fine because he's a doctor. You're allowed to if it's a doctor, right?
He's a Time Lord. He's 50 times your age right there. It's Colin.
Yeah. It made my day. I was beaming the rest of the day because he ended up calling me Jessica Rabbit as well. And I was like, I shouldn't be okay with it, but I am. This is fine. just because he's Colin.
Colin is the ultimate flirt. I'm serious.
Absolutely.
He is a gorgeous man. And when there's a picture, I'll try to see if I can find it in the Traveling Tardis, but there's a picture of Hulanta, and Nicola was over there. And they first saw, they were holding the TARDIS together, and they were like, oh, lovey-dovey, Six and Perry together. And I said, no, I don't want you to hold the TARDIS like that. I want you to hold the TARDIS like you're having one of your arguments. And if I can find the picture, give me a minute there. I'll try to find it. But yeah, if you guys want to keep talking, let me see if I can find this picture.
That's great.
Melanie, who's your favorite doctor?
I'm gonna do Jessica's little thing and make it so that I can do a classic and a new. Well, because my first doctor was Tom Baker. I grew up watching him on PBS with my dad. It's like some of my earliest memories I have with my dad is sitting there watching the Tom Baker ones. When New Who hit, I kept getting pulled between 9 and 10. If I had more 9, I think Eccleston would have been my favorite doctor, but it's 10. I really like Tennant. So I really like the fact that he had a lot more dark sides. And then also was happy-go-lucky, so he kind of was more manic and a little out there. So I really liked his episodes too. I thought a lot of the writing some of it had a lot of gravity. Other episodes really had a lot of just more fun and playfulness, like the Doctor always had. But then he would become like the Time Lord, almost Time Lord Victorious in some parts, like Waters of Mars, and when he went, a little insane. So yeah, I really not saying that I don't like 11. I love 12. 12, I liked his last season more so than the other ones, and I really do like Jodie. So it's kind of hard to say my flat out favorite because there's different parts I can keep ranking, and hence why we have a radio show, because we can talk about it forever.
Of 9, like,
oh god,
it's just on point.
the fact that like 10 is getting more episodes because of Big Finish, that's really kind of, even for me, kind of pushing him up a little bit more. If Eccleston ever wanted to make the jump to Big Finish, which I would love, but I know he said he's kind of, that's off the table. I think that would help push 9 more out there, but I have to go with 10.
What's your opinion on the Timeless Child?
Oh God, we only have half an hour.
We only have half an hour. Okay, so I could recap
the brief opinion.
Show. I could recap it with, at first I was not. I was almost thinking that this is controversy for the sake of controversy. We're just going to try going in there and having fun, or Chibnall just going in and going, I'm going to throw a wrench and doing anything I want, and almost on that side of, why are we doing this? I was kind of more confused than anything. But then after talking to one of our panelists, Dr. Freedom, Brian Burris, he really kind of brought up a lot of points that I started turning the tide for me, where it was just so much more opportunity, where who's always reinventing itself. The show is always trying to push itself and doing new different things. So it's not like just because I'm more familiar with the New Who, not stopping and going back to seeing all the classic and all the other things that they've done to just flip the switch. Like, okay, well, you think this is the thing? We're going to change it now. They've constantly done this, and I keep forgetting that. So Timeless Child, I think, is a great jumping off point to do a lot of fantastic things. So there's a lot of opportunity there. Could it be good? Could it be bad? Yes, but I think looking at it for the opportunity that it invokes, that's a good thing. So might breathe life into a show that's starting to kind of almost stagnate, and I think really it really is. That's amazing.
And what about your opinion about the new master?
Oh my God, Jessica, do you want to answer this one, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, sure.
I'm long-winded.
Yeah. Okay, so when he first came on, I was a little bit skeptical because it felt like he wasn't really finding his footing, like with the first episode. But then, like this past little bit, the last few episodes, you see that beautiful mirror to the new Who master, as well as classic Who, of the manic and the dark and he did it in his own way. So honestly, he was the best part, in my opinion, of like a lot of this series were his little snippet scenes, not his first episode where it was the spy fall or whatever, where it was like, oh my gosh, it's you. Because that, for me, didn't really resound as making a lot of sense, and it seemed a little sporadic plot-wise. But the actor himself, I think, masterfully got a hold of that character and really produced such a believable master. So I was very happy with his performance, and I was very happy with the way that he was written and kind of taken control of through his arc, more so than like pinpointing some episodes. But that was my opinion.
Mine's different.
And what about you?
Yeah,
what about your take on the Cybermen, on the last couple of episodes of the Cybermen?
I just think the master needs to find another villainous race that he needs to just love. I mean, it's always the Cybermen. I don't know why people were all sudden, oh, look, the master's got Cybermen. This is incredible. This is new. Missy, when she comes out, says, I'm, Missy, I can't call myself the master. What was her go-to? Cybermen. Delegado, Cybermen. The master loves himself, herself, however you want to call it, loves themselves some Cybermen. So I thought the redesign was kind of cool. I thought the idea of they're Time Lords that our brains are in there and that they could regenerate. I thought that was actually really kind of a neat little nuance to be kind of afraid. However, my own brain was kind of going, well, they're already dead. They didn't regenerate. Actually be Time Lord Cybermen. I know. Then I went down the rabbit hole. So I'm trying to be very, very glass half full and not half empty. So come on.
Yeah. I can't find the picture.
I do love that they used all different eras of Cybermen, though. I like visually from a production standpoint. That was a beautiful kind of aspect that they had of having, you're like, oh, there's a Tenet Cyberman. Oh, there's this Cyberman, and you kind of saw them through the ages. I thought that was just beautiful in its consistency with that. But also, Melanie, you were saying about like the Cyberman with the master, but if he went to different, it's almost like that is his consistency. That is a weird obsession for him. Yeah. So doesn't it make sense that he wouldn't leave his little pool of favorites?
No, that's very true, because I think that's probably why the master loves the Cybermen so much, is that he knows how to manipulate them and knows how to use them to become his minions. So that's why he just keeps tapping that well, which I would wish that he could just try to tap a different well, because we've got so many incredible monsters in Doctor Who. Yeah. Where, I mean, if you pulled out the silence out of nowhere, I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. Are you kidding me? So
it's more from a storybook standpoint of you want different monsters in Doctor Who, not necessarily the master tapping into different.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I kind of
sure I was translating that correct.
I think to me it's the masters just tapped that well so many times now, and I just kind of wanted something a little different. But that's just kind of going with the word Cyberman, taking the Cyberman and then making them have like the big Time Lord collars, and I thought that was
pretty. I didn't want to like it, but I loved it, and I was like, crap, why do I like this so much? Like, it looks so darn cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Cyberman again, and then went, oh, well, you changed it. Okay, we changed this. Oh, you evolved that. Oh, wait, what? They can't be killed? Wait, so that's kind of my. I wish it wasn't Cybermen again, but at least the opportunity part of going. Well, let's go ahead and take this and put it on its ear. So I thought that was really ingenious.
Now, do you think they're really lacking in Daleks in this, series season?
Well, they keep going to standalone ones, so it's not like it's the whole Dalek. I think maybe Chibnall wants to stay with that the whole Dalek fleet is gone, because if you think of the season finale, where it was you had the one Dalek, that then took over Ryan's dad and all that kind of fun stuff. Spoiler. Oops. You probably should already watch the show.
That was 2 seasons ago. So
right.
Don't make me go there now.
Had 2
Come on,
years.
Come on, people. I do like that they are utilizing the Daleks a lot, but I mean, like, within reason.
Tune in to find out more after this 30-second break.
Hey guys, Matthew here with geekinsider.com, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, mobileedge.com. If you're a gamer and looking for some gear to protect your gaming gear, Mobile Edge has gaming backpacks, they've got totes, they've got all kinds of carrying cases and tech for today's mobile lifestyle. Protect your tech with Mobile Edge. Look sharp, travel smart, Mobile Edge. Bring it on.
I do like that they are utilizing the Daleks a lot, but I mean, like, within reason. And I kind of like wish that. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay that they are utilizing the Daleks a little bit, and in the season finales, they're using them when you need a big bad. Almost like if you go back to like the Buffy universe, who you always kind of each year they had a big bad. So she had all these other monsters, but there was one big bad. I like that. The big bad 2 seasons ago was a Dalek at the very end for the final episode. And then now you have the Cybermen. So at least I think that in the hierarchy of monsters, it's kind of nice that they're utilizing these tried and true, terrors of the Doctor for important episodes. And that they're not just kind of going, oh, look, Slitheen.
Yeah.
Well, make them the bad guys. And you're like,
well, which is also what Chibnall had tried to do that first season with Jodie, is like, no old classic monsters. And everyone's like, what show is this?
I know.
Like, you've got to at least have one.
Yeah, have one that would be. I would love to see him. Well, I mean, 12 had the Ice Warriors kind of come back again. That was nice. I was like, oh god, we're harkening back. So I just think it would be nice to kind of maybe see another well, he also had the Zygon. So I would like to see more classic again, but we're Chibnall's driving it, so let's just see where the show goes. I'm hoping it's getting better, honestly. For me, the writing and everything is getting better to me.
Yeah.
And what is your opinion of what happened to Gallifrey when the Doctor went back through the portal in the last couple of episodes?
I'm just, I don't know if I want to be everything to be turned on its ear so much,
because it felt like it was a little retconned.
It did. It felt a little too.
It cheapened the Time War a little bit there.
Yeah.
We could have the Daleks, or we could just have the Master walk in through the front door and just wipe out everything. I'm just like, why?
And it kind of cheapened even like the 50th.
Yeah. In
my opinion, it's just like we went through so much to get to this one point of hope, and then you're like, oh, by the way, there is no hope. And I was like, excuse what? Like,
no, I agree, because the 50th kind of gave it a new idea of, look, we're going to go ahead and take the reboot of 9, quite frankly, and we're going to get rid of that. So it does exist, but we're going to make it this long overarching, storyline where it's going to be 11 trying to find Gallifrey, which great. That's great storytelling. That's kind of,
and it went through 12.
Right, and it went through 12 to kind of get back. So I thought it was neat that finally it tied a ribbon on it. We did find it. Okay, it's back again. That's kind of cool. And I think it'd be kind of fun to see in a classic way. I was kind of hoping that we'd see Jodie start kind of having those little fights with the council and everything, kind of like we did with 4 and 5 and 3, all classic Who. I was kind of hoping to see more of that kind of interplay again. But then when the Master came back and just went, oh, I destroyed it. So the differing opinion with the Master is, for me, I think bringing the Master back it cheapened Missy because it was so quick, so soon after we just killed off the Master. So I was kind of in I love Sasha. I think he was amazing. I think he's the role's really good. I think his acting is well. I just don't know if the timing was so quick and right. So
that was my opinion with that first 2 episodes. I 100% agreed with that. I was like, really? Didn't we just do this?
Yeah, especially since we just had not only did we have Missy, and then they brought back Sim so that they could kind of have that little interplay. So they really had that neat little way of wrapping the Master up. And I know the Master's never always going to be dead. So I think it would be nice to have the Master come back, but I just think so quickly, and then compound it with, oh, by the way, not only am I back, I just destroyed Gallifrey. Yeah. And I destroyed Gallifrey because they lied to me, because now I'm even more jealous of who you are.
Yeah.
It was just, to me, it's just too many pills to swallow all at once. Yeah. I think I'm somebody that can storytelling. I like that slow burn, where if you look at Game of Thrones, not the last season, the slow burn of how everything slowly, the architecture of everything kind of went. I wanted that, and I think Who had a lot of that in 10 season, and there was more building, like we were building towards something. I think Chibnall is, I don't know if he's running it for a master plan that he's going to be the showrunner for the next 10 years and would have has his architecture out. Maybe he does, and we're just, again, along for the ride. So I'm just talking out of my butt. He's hoping, but it almost seems like he really is looking at it as a 3-year kind of plan, because so many things are happening so quickly.
Yeah.
I'm just going to jump in for a second, because first of all, let me put up this picture, because hold on, because I do think she deserves to be there, because she's been chatting the whole time we've been talking there. There is Faith Kelly, and she is one of our premieres, as well as JR is, of the Traveling Tardis When We Go Places. She's posted a lot. She goes, yes, same. I was confused at the first 2, and it was turned around for me as well. Love Sasha so much. Favorite Master. He's brilliant. Oh my gosh, those Cyber Masters, though. The design, I was conflicted. I liked them so much, but I did not want to. We're getting more Daleks, a special, so I'm glad we get a break from them a bit. And Faith continues, I did a bit. I don't know what she was responding to. And then the Master messed up everything, came in like, nah, I gotta wreck this. I still like Sasha. It is before Missy. And also we have a good friend of mine, Graham. He says, good morning, happy Easter, everybody. Still working out last season. My feeling is the Master was over the top, and it was really given a reason. So I wasn't really given a reason. I'm sorry there. Yeah. And Faith just said, hi, Christian. So there you go. Let me throw these up over there, because I just want to show you, for people who may not be familiar with the Traveling Tardis. I could not find the fight between Colin and Nicola. So there is the picture of them. Together with the TARDIS, but I did find this fight. And Paul was all for this. It was Eric who was kind of like, I'm not sure I want to do that. And then all of a sudden, Paul just convinced him to grab the TARDIS and start fighting over it. So that was precious. The number one picture that everybody loves, undeniably.
Yes.
Still, everybody loves that picture there.
With the attack eyebrows.
And I love telling this. I've been starting to tell the stories now. I basically handed him the TARDIS, and he goes, "What do you want me to do with this?" I'm like, "Do what you do best." He stood right there, and that's what came out seconds later. And then I started to walk away, and he goes, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm done." He goes, "You don't want to be in the picture?" I'm like, "No, I don't want to be in the picture." He grabs me, unbeknownst to the camera people, and says, "Take a picture." He's holding me with he's holding me to make sure. So I got 2 pictures. I got a buy one, get one free, because Peter Capaldi refused to not have me take a picture about that.
Oh.
We do have a site on the Traveling Tardis called No Sir All 13s, and if you are caught with in a 13 outfit and cosplaying 13 with the Traveling Tardis, you can have pictures like this on the site, especially just for you there. Jessica's going to have a ball with these next two because these are my favorite time of year at Halloween Horror Nights.
Mm-hmm.
And really goes off on there. And this one I kind of like because it is spooky. It just happened to be the right timing, and I just happened to be on a ghost tour when it took place.
That's really cool.
So this is just some of the stuff.
That's an episode right there.
That's an episode right there.
There it is. That's the promo shot.
Exactly. That's just the trailer shot over there. But I wish I could find the Hoolanta shots. For some reason, I can't find them. But that's kind of what I do, and what that little blue box has been through for years. I mean, that and the celebrities alone that have graced it. Good God, it's just incredible there. I never gave my take on the series finale. Is that what you're asking, Leo? Without the microphone? Yeah, you can be quiet. You know,
you're the mic, baby.
I'll unmute you.
You mute. There you go.
Go ahead. That's what I was say.
Okay, well, here's the thing, and I'm still working this out. The ladies know that I have not even rated this yet, and I have my reasons why. It's one of the only episodes I think I haven't even rated because of what happened. And here's my take. This is a sneak preview. I might get back to this, but I had to do a lot of soul searching. I had to really look at other opinions because normally when I do the show, I try not to look at other stuff. I try not to look at because people will influence your opinion. You'll go, well, I didn't think about that. And what I want to do when I do the show is I don't want to be influenced by anybody. I want to, when I see it, you're getting the core of what I see. I could be right, I could be wrong. It's an opinion, but it's something that I saw from my perspective, and I just want that to be alone. Having said that, I think for the Timeless Child, here's what I could not convey, and this is what I think was driving me crazy, but now I can say it. And I can say it now because we've been talking about it. I don't think the Doctor's Liu Kang. Meaning, I don't think the Doctor's the chosen one. And shouldn't be the chosen one. Meaning that the Doctor, I think, has been the Doctor because of choices. And not because they were chosen. And because he was just, and I know I'm going back by gender, but because he was just the bloke he was. And it's parroted throughout the series, including when Capaldi says, hey, at the end of the first Missy episode, the first season that he had when he had Missy, I can't think of the name, I'm so sorry. Darkwater, was it?
I think so.
Darkwater?
First one. He
says, I'm just a bloke going through time, righting wrongs. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
He goes, no, I'm an idiot. And I think that's the best thing. He's not Superman. He's Batman. He wasn't a chosen one. He didn't have gifted special powers. Yes, he is a Time Lord. And then I'll just change the gender back. But she became the Doctor by the choices that she made. And that, to me, that's my opinion. Like I said, I could be right or wrong. But when I'm dealing with and going back to the PBS era, when I grew up with Tom Baker, when I saw first time William Hartnell, when I saw all these people playing the Doctor, that to me is my take on it. And that's why it was so hard to take in that the Doctor was more than that. Now that we had the conversation with Andrew, which is a pretty interesting take because they were zapping onto his Cardinal Master Plan theory, he actually has something to say about that. And it kind of enlightened me too that there's a reason why it's called Doctor Who. And if you remove the Who part, then the show's over. What's the point? Why give too much away? And I think Chimmel gave a little bit too much away. And I just liked it when the Doctor was just a bloke, when it was just Batman. It was a guy in a suit who just wanted to do the right thing. And that's just my opinion on it as far as the Timeless Child. Now, like I said, I could be wrong. There have been several comments that came up. Thanks, Faith. Yeah, Darkwater. But that's
Faith is awesome.
I feel like it's such a half and half with that because I agree with you wholeheartedly about the child and like having it be too much information. And that's, kind of like the issue that a lot of people have, with that clickbait show, like The Mandalorian, of like Yoda's species. And everyone's like, no, that was always supposed to be very secretive. And like, everyone was happy with that. No one wants more information with that. But at the same time, I do feel like some of this answers a lot of questions that have always been plot holes previously, like the Valiard. We now have an answer of why we have not seen in our sequence the Valiard, which we should have, because that was because it even says in Classic Who, it's between your 12th and final regeneration.
But I think also it is...
Or 11th and final regeneration. And so it kind of like helped with some like plot holes that they've written themselves into, as well as, River says, one cell, the world would rip themselves up, rip this world apart just for one cell of the Time Lord, so it's like there's definitely little aspects and little lines that you see both in Classic Who and Current Who that tie it all in. And that's why I don't 100% hate it. I don't 100% love it, though.
But here's the thing.
I'm conflicted.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of. It's like me trying to rate a brand new roller coaster while I'm still riding it.
Yeah, there you go.
I can't ride it until I'm off the ride.
And you're just right at the top. You're at the top and go, rate this.
Yeah,
so like,
this is the greatest thing I've ever had. We haven't started yet. I'm buckled in. It's like after the first loop.
But here's the thing. If you ask, because I will give Chibnall credit on this. In the writing part, in the writing aspect, as far as we know, this doesn't exist. But if you ask the BBC, it exists like crazy. I'm just like, oh yeah, the Doctor has these new lives and everything. It's just like, wait, this is still an open discussion because technically the Doctor had but the BBC has been advertising and putting out stuff and it's just like, oh yeah, she's open, she's got all these lives prior to him. It's like, well, wait a minute, this still could be a lie.
Yeah.
And what Chibnall does now, the new showrunner can go in there and redo this and say, no, it was a lie the whole time. And it's just like, but that's what drove me nuts is the BBC was pushing this. And it's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm still giving the interpretation that this could all be a lie, but it's just like, okay, so who are we appeasing now? Because now I am open to the prospect. Like I said, I'm going to go with this in an open mind, but I got to see where like you said,
it has potential, but it also has potential to completely destroy everything.
Exactly. Well,
there's too much power.
There's too much going on into it to just let it ride and say that, well, this is it. It's like the Valiard. I don't think it's just because they couldn't write the Valiard. They just didn't know what to do with the Valiard.
I wanted Capaldi to be the Valiard.
Nobody
he had such potential. That was my opinion.
But anyway, it looks like we're done, ladies. Thank you guys so much for everybody joining us on Legend of the Traveling Tardis. Thank you, Jessica. Song Swung Cosplay on Instagram, and Melanie Dean, you want to check out her art on Facebook. Give it a shout out. Sorry, guys, we've been running, but yeah, I think half an hour was too short for us. We could go on. And for everybody who newly subscribed with the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, thank you. We hope you enjoy all the episodes, guys.
Hey, thanks so much, ladies, for joining. Christian,
thank you.
Thanks again, bud. Hopefully we can have y'all on again soon sometime.
Thank you for tuning in to this segment of Geek Out Virtual Con, the replay, with a special episode of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, a Doctor Who radio show hosted by Christian Basel. But there's more. Be sure to tune in to the Geek Insider podcast, available on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and tell all your friends. Because if you don't, you might have to turn in your geek card.